Ruling yesterday, NASCAR will allow Brad Keselowski to keep his cell phone in his race car during events. He drew attention yesterday for posting on Twitter during the red flag period in Monday night season opening Daytona 500, posting pictures, answering questions, and keeping fans informed of what was happening during the stoppage that lasted just over 2 hours. His tweeting gained him roughly 140,000 followers, Melissa, during
it's kind of cool.
the race. But there was concern having a phone violated NASCAR rules. They say, no, he can have the phone in the car. What do you think about this? I mean, isn't this kind of dangerous, having his cell phone in the car during a NASCAR event? You know what it's like when you're driving. You know how tempting it is when that thing buzzes or beeps on the side of you to say, who tweeted me? Who's calling? I mean, he's a professional. He's focused, but he's also human. Think about it. I mean, you reach down, even during a caution. Look what happened during Juan Pablo Montoya when he was coming out of pit road there. Mm-hmm. He hit the back of a driver. You can still have an accident by not paying attention to the wheel.
I think it's awesome for the fans. It's a great idea that you can get that like behind the scenes action and stuff.
But what do you think? Cell phones in the car during a NASCAR event or not? We'd love to hear your opinion this morning with the Breakfast Club.
I think it sets a bad example for teenagers. We've got enough problems with it being illegal to use your phone in the car. Them to say that it's okay for this NASCAR driver who's going much faster than the average teenager.
Hey, Keselowski can do it, Dad. How come I can't?
Right. So I think it just sets a bad example for kids to say that it's okay.
Great point. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Well, if a complete stop, maybe, but can they even hear the phone? I mean, do they got it on super vibrate in their crotch or what?
Woo!
Never thought about that.
Then he's definitely going to hit someone.
No wonder he shot to the front of the pack.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see how they could hear it, but if they're a complete stop, I don't really see anything too wrong.
Thanks for calling.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Some great calls. Thanks for taking time to give us a call. The first caller made a good point. Even they're only going to use it when they're stopped. That's obvious. They're not going to be tweeting and talking and sending pictures when they're racing around the track.
And that's what a lot of us do. We race to that red light. We're like, all right, I can stop it. And
that's
then you
right.
do it.
And it's sitting right there. It's tempting to look down at it. And the teenagers will argue, hey, it's okay for them to do it. I'm just going to have it in my car. I promise not to use it. But like Melissa just said, it is so tempting to look down and pick it up when you're stopped. Mm-hmm. But when you're stopped at a light, how many times does an emergency vehicle come up behind you? And you need to be thinking about what you're going to do to get out of that vehicle's way. Just an example.
Or I'm always behind that person who's too busy texting and the light turned green and 40 seconds later we're still sitting there.
And isn't that scary when you pass somebody who's going real slow and they're texting as they're driving in the other lane?
That's frightening.
Happened to me on 98 North just the other day.
Well, I was thinking of it logistically. I mean, race car drivers wear these gloves and everything. I'm wondering if maybe they might be telling somebody what to tweet, and they're tweeting for them because they have their whole crew and they have the microphone where they can talk to them. So, I'm just thinking about it that way because I doubt seriously he was actually tweeting on the track.
Imagine all the autocorrect mishaps he would have with those gloves.
Right?
I could barely type in myself normal.
And I don't think that he's going to be going 200 miles an hour and go, oh, somebody's tweeting me, let me answer it. I just don't see that happening, I think they value their lives a little bit more than that and their wins.
All right. Thank you so much.
And they're keeping it really safe. I had a caller remind us that, he's keeping that in a safe box where he can't see it or hear it or anything during the race. So it's locked up in there. And, that's what you could do with your cell phone. Maybe a good advice, lock it up in your glove box. Some people, I forget who it was telling me they had to throw it clear in the back seat or in the trunk because they were addicted to texting and talking while driving.
If that's what you got to do, you got to do that. At least they know themselves well enough to know, man.
But wouldn't that be fun to tweet with gloves on?
Oh, it would be fantastic.
Let's do that. Let's do that today. Tweet with gloves on and see what happens.